Hey everybody, this is Thursday of Passion Week. Now, 2,000 years ago, this would have marked the beginning of the celebration of Passover, where Jews gathered to celebrate the Passover, their exodus out of Egypt. Now, what better time for Jesus to culminate his ministry than at a time where thousands and thousands of people from around the known world had made the pilgrimage to Jerusalem? They would be there to be the eyewitnesses of the events surrounding Christ's death and resurrection. Now, this is a day of preparation, not only for them, but for us as well. If we read in the Bible beginning in Matthew 26 and verse 17, it says, "On the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, 'Where do you want us to make preparations for you to eat the Passover?' He replied, 'Go into the city to a certain man and tell him, the teacher says, my appointed time is near. I'm going to celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house.' So the disciples did as Jesus had directed them and prepared the Passover. Now, in the evening of this day, Jesus would gather in that home and observe the Last Supper, the Passover, with his disciples. And they would then leave the home and they would go out, and where they would culminate the evening in the Garden of Gethsemane praying, and Jesus subsequently being betrayed by Judas. Now, that time of them together was preparation. The time of Jesus in the garden was him praying and preparing himself for the events to come. We want Thursday to be a day of preparation for us as well. Now, remember that tomorrow we're going to be observing communion together as a church in our homes. So we want to make sure that today you have everything in place that you need, that you have crackers or bread to represent the body, and you have some type of juice to represent the blood. And join us again tomorrow through a video where we'll celebrate communion together. But we also want it to be a personal day of preparation for you. When you begin to look at this weekend, this Easter weekend, what it means to you personally, what the sacrifice of Christ means to you and means to your family. So spend this day perhaps a little quieter maybe than you already are, with that focus toward Easter and what it means.